No extraordinary items, so now we move straight to item 7, and I welcome Kylie and Warren, who will just take us through the process so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Kia ora i te whānau, and welcome to the final phase of the recovery budget, which is our 10-year budget, 2021 to 2031, or if you prefer the legal terminology, the long-term plan. Today we have 7 reports that require your decision in order to prepare the documentation for adoption in late June. The overview report provides a summary of the process from when we kicked off in late August last year through to when we seek adoption on the 29th of June. Including today's meeting, a total of just over 150 of political workshop and meeting time has been held. Between September and December last year, we held numerous workshops covering not only our key issues such as climate, housing and growth and community investment, but we also took you through each of the Council's activities such as economic and cultural development and environmental management and regulation. In December, this committee agreed to the consultation items, which allowed staff to create a consultation document and supporting information, which was reviewed by Audit New Zealand and adopted on the 18th of February. Public consultation ran from the 22nd of February through to the 22nd of March, during which time changing COVID alert levels meant our engagement team and local boards who supported the feedback events needed to flex and change up planned events where necessary. We received just shy of 20,000 pieces of feedback. I do need to point out a minor error referring to paragraph 55 of the report. This text was actually taken from last year's emergency budget results. An amended text should read, Auckland Council received 18 submissions from Mātā Waka, 13 written and 5 via the Have Your Say online process. This text will be added to the minutes of this meeting. We also commissioned Colmar Brunton to run an independent and demographically spread survey to gather feedback from Aucklanders. This feedback was presented to you on the 21st of April, and the final feedback reports are attached to this report and can be found on our website at ak.haveyoursay/recovery budget, along with all submissions. Following consultation, we ran another set of political workshops which focused on the key issues we consulted on and provided you with any updated or new information for consideration. CCOs were part of the process and attended workshops where relevant topics were being discussed. Local board chairs were part of the Team Auckland journey. They were invited to most finance and performance workshops, and summary videos or presentations were shared with local board members to keep them informed as we move through each stage. The recent review of the Auckland Transport Alignment Project has led proposed changes in the Regional Land Transport Plan, which has required a proposal to vary the Regional Fuel Tax, or RFT for short. This created a second consultation which ran between the 29th of March and the 2nd of May. Feedback for this consultation and the finalised scheme will flow through the Regional Transport Committee, Planning Committee and Governing Body. The agreed changes will then be incorporated into the final recovery budget. A formal proposal to vary the RFT scheme will be prepared and submitted to the relevant ministers for approval and enactment through an order in council in support of the Regional Land Transport Plan. The Tupuna Maunga Authority and Auckland Council must agree the Tupuna Maunga Authority operational plan and a summary of the operational plan every year. The operational plan sets out how Council will carry out its routine management. There is no proposed change to the 21-22 budget, and on the 31st of May, the Tupuna Maunga Authority will consider approving the operational plan and the summary. And this will be included in the recovery budget, and then final adoption will be sought from the governing body on the 29th of June. Following today, staff will produce the recovery budget documentation, and this will be split into 3 volumes. These will be reviewed by Audit New Zealand, and we'll also report through to the Audit and Risk Committee on the 22nd of June, who play an oversight role for risks and mitigations throughout the process. We will present these documents to you at a workshop on the 23rd of June, ahead of a Finance and Performance and Governing Body meeting seeking formal adoption on the 29th of June. Kia ora.
Kia ora, thank you. I will open for questions. There shouldn't be any, but you never know. Councillor Coombe.
Tēnā koe, Madam Chair, Atamari e. Tēnā koroa. Thank you so much for the report. My system is just running very slow, so I can't do a word search, but we received very rich and insightful feedback from the advisory panels, and I just can't find a summary of their feedback, and I just wondered where that has ended up in the reporting.
Through the chair, the summary report is the public report. The summary on the panels will be housed elsewhere. I'm not quite sure exactly where they are, but this is the public-facing report.
Right, but I would have thought that informs our decision making, so we would want the public to know what we received from those advisory panels, which is very representative of views across the community.
Through the chair, the advisory panels, when they presented on the 21st of April, all of their information should be available on Nexus to view their feedback.
Okay, thanks. And maybe for next time we could make a note of ensuring that there's a public summary, because I would just like to say, I mean, I do think the breadth of the feedback and the way that it's been analysed is a huge improvement on previous years, and it's really good to see how we're trying to seek a range of views across the community, but that was kind of like a real additional part of it that I don't think we should lose in terms of what the public knows that we are taking into consideration. But that's just maybe for next time.
I suppose the good news is that you know for your decision making, and then how we communicate that out. We can look into that with a bit more detail, but thank you for that. Any other questions? Alf, did you have your hand up? No. All right? Okay, thank you. I would just like to thank you very much then for what you have done. You've had a really thorough process, so I really appreciate that. You've been in front of us a lot over the last few weeks, and I really appreciate, as I said, all your work and your teams behind you and what you've done. Thank you very, very much. I'd like to move the recommendation with a seconder from the Deputy. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Against, carried. Thank you.